Kasa. You get some point, JJ.
But Central region, Montpellier for no or man to Abanama Bawumia.
One your phone. Must the relegation. You walk up back at Wise Nazakis.
Okay.
You look for relegation. Bad 20 years. Break the 8. Break the chump. You break the 8 now, you break the chump. You quarrel. Yeah, Missy. You break a shade. Because this Yalano. And go for the bread. Go for the Cassan. You round simple into Munkashi. You may guassy.
Adamu is Dr. Baumia or
no, that's a canoe. Not can no work as a bottom. Also, can the can I guess a bottom. This over say can't put
people 1 for 10 candidates in Amara against Mahama. They will still lose.
Yo, I will see I'm a baby. May the update be and I'm quite sure me pese me de Emma Yenina update nina F a Niger update and I think so update on Gabon. Yes, update on Gabon. Medin kind aka Niger dear no the update on Niger and they say Niger for essay woman esra and yes almost simple. They've asked the French ambassador or Niger to evacuate, leave Niger as soon as possible before he faces the route of the coup makers. No? So this is the update about Niger. And then the France president Macron said no, they are not going to leave Niger. I am a one kakra. I am a one because Obi not in the crew. And Sebiu, the majority of people are almost two president, be it democratic president or whatever. The people have decided through the military. Say womo any a friend is saying president because the president was not giving them a friend is saying what the citizens wanted or needed. So they have asked the president. A friend is saying they have overthrow the president. Now, the point the Nigerians are making is they are sick and tired of the French people. So they should evacuate. What is the problem with France finding it difficult to evacuate from Niger? For example, if somebody, let's say an African citizen, leave the shores of Africa and find himself in France, he or she can be deported based on not having proper documentation. Per the French laws, no, they will say you don't have proper documentation. So you should what? You should be deported or removed back to your country. This time around, flip the coin. There has been a coup d'etat in Niger, which means that the democracy is no more. The constitution have been overthrown into the bush. So it is military rule, and the military people are saying we don't need you, the French people, in our country. Why is it so hard for you to leave? Why? I have my home. I accommodated you in my home. The time has come, I said, I don't need you in my home. Leave my home. You said no. Because you are comfortable in my home. No, it is not your home. It is my home. I say leave, you leave. Period. You can't force yourself to be in my home when I don't need you, when I don't want you. The moment you make yourself like, okay, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to leave your home, then it means that there's a big question mark. What are you looking for in my home? What do you want in my home? That I've asked you to leave my home and you still don't want to leave my home. Why? What is it about my home that the French people don't want to leave? Look, you see, this particular generation of Africans, let me say this to the French people, especially the European leaders who take control and abuse African presidents vis-a-vis by controlling them and taking captivity of our leaders and taking charge of our natural resources. You see, this generation of Africans are the cheetah generation. I repeat, The generation of Africa now is the cheetahs. The cheetah, the animal cheetah. That's what the African generation currently are. You see, over the years, or many years ago, our leaders were the hippopotamus leaders. Their bellies were full of greediness, corruption, and because of that, they became so complacent. They became so, filled with money and with the sweetness of the power that comes with leadership. They could not do what the people needed them to do. And you see, that is the past, the hippopotamus leaders. And this current crop of generation in Africa, oh, we've seen it all over. Where any black person is, everybody is calling for the continent of Africa to be built. We cannot have abundant natural resources and go through suffering day by day, go through disgrace day by day. Because of bad leadership on the continent of Africa, look how many families has been separated. Look how many families that leave the shores of Africa and come to Europe and cannot even return. Some cannot even return after 20 years, 30 years. Some even die in the land of the foreign. All because they don't even have the documentation, the so-called, to even work and go back. Yet, our leaders are being controlled by these European leaders. The days of the hippopotamus leadership is coming to an end, where people were greedy, corrupt, stole money that was meant to build roads, stole money that was meant to develop nations, stole money that was meant to build hospitals. This Ali Bongo wanted to go for a third term, and Macron did not see any problem with it. To the eyes of Macron, it's democracy, because they can control Ali Bongo. So today, there is coup in Gabon. The French people want the coup leaders to reinstate Ali Bongo, whose father was president and ruled Gabonese for 42 years. Ali Bongo has been in power since 2009, when his father died. Why? It be monarchy. Why? Now monarchy system. And all these things, the French people did not have issues and problems with it. You know why? Because these puppets, these Ali Bongos and the Bongos family were like slaves to the masters of France. So in the eyes of France, they were good because they were using their leadership to serve them and not serve the people who elected them. Now you see, ladies and gentlemen, African youth are rising. And you see, one of the things I like about the French people is that they are not like the countries that were colonized by the English. No. They grab the bull by their horn and they will fight. They are not like the Ghanaians, nor the Nigerians. No. If you go to these French-speaking countries, some of them got good roads, better than what is in many of these English-speaking countries. They do not tolerate nonsense. I do not subscribe to coup d'etat. But when coups like this come with the majority of citizens happy, Then I ask the simple question. If democracy is for the people and by the people and belongs to the people, and the people through military people say they don't want democracy leaders, what is your problem? Mr. Macaron. Mr. Macaroni, what is your problem? After all, in China, they don't practice democracy. Have you gone to the Chinese people and tell Xi Jinping or the sons and daughters of Deng Xiaoping or the General Mao's sons and daughters that they should, by force, practice democracy in China? Why do you always want to overload yourself on the continent of Africa? I know why. I know my leaders in Africa are fools. I know why. I know my leaders in Africa are very stupid. I know why. I know my leaders in Africa are very inferior-minded people who would always, excuse my words, lick your butt because they see themselves as inferior people. They see themselves as monkeys. So when they take photos with Macron, they take joy. When they take photos with the sons and daughters of America, they see themselves that they have arrived. So they will do anything and kill anybody just to have a handshake with the sons and daughters, excuse me, whose skin color sometimes look like a pig, but we are not able to say it because for fear if you say it, they will come after you. But let's be bold and tell them that the cheetah generation of Africa are rising. Nobody wants to see their parents go to hospital, going to give birth on the bare floor. Nobody wants to see that. Why do we encourage corrupt leaders of Africa? I'm asking these European Union people. Why do you continuously support wicked and evil leaders? If a gentleman wants to send money or transfer money from Europe to Africa, look at the questions. But look how it is easy for our leaders to just bring millions of dollars, pounds, euros to European countries with no questions. Are you telling me that France is not aware the millions of dollars that the Gabonese president always take to France and help the economy of France? Are we saying they don't know? You support these corrupt leaders, and whenever there is coup, you want to come in with your military to say, no, we should reinstate a democratic president. After all, the world, you are the ones who created the heavens and the earth. So we should always succumb to the white supremacist. And again, I know why. I know because of these cocaine sniffers leaders that we have in Africa. These Nana Dankwa Kufuados who always take joy in taking pictures with white people, white leaders. I know why. Because they are inferior-minded people. But some of us who hail from Nzemaland, great son of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, I still believe that a black man is still capable of managing his or her own affairs. That is my firm belief. Yes, you use debt to cripple us. We are always paying our debt. Look, how many countries in Europe has African military base? How many? But look how many military base in Africa. What are you doing there with military base in Africa? What is the purpose of the military bases in Africa? Huh? Yet, when some people want to set up military base, Russia want to set up military base in Cuba, America, they don't allow them because they thought that the military base has come closer to their doors. But yet, the stupid, foolish African leaders allow you to have military bases in Africa. not even in Europe, to even look to Africa. In Africa. What is your problem? The Nigerians have spoken. They don't want democratic government. They have spoken loud and clear. Leave them. If they were fools, they would have still allowed these stupid, wicked, corrupt leaders to lead them. But they are not fools. For once, they have some brains in their head that they can see that the direction of where their country is being headed is a wrong direction. So military intervened. What is your qualms? Allow them. After all, once upon a time, we had First World War. Some Europeans decided that they don't like the way Hitler was moving. So they came in together, joined forces. Why are you so adamant and so obsessed with African continent? Why? The natural resources has made many of you European leaders so greedy. I've told you, this generation of Africans are the cheetah generation. This generation of Africa is not the hippopotamus generation. We are hungry for success. We are hungry to see Africa thrive. We are hungry to see the sons and daughters of Africans not go through the Mediterranean Sea, to die on the sea just to get to Europe for greener pastures. We are hungry to build our own bridges. We are hungry to construct our own roads. We are hungry to build our own hospitals and our own factories and companies. We are hungry. And that is what we want to tell the leaders of France. Allow these French-speaking countries. You did not create the heavens and the earth to decide for the people of Gabonese, the Gabons, the Gabonese. You did not create the Gabonese people for them to decide whoever or which person to lead them. If you have an issue with democracy, go to China. They don't practice democracy. Go there and dictate for them. There you will see your smoothness level. And to you, the African leaders, that your leaders have not been overthrown. To you, Paul Biya of Cameroon, I don't wish you bad, but definitely time will catch you up. Paul Biya, you were once upon a time the Prime Minister of Cameroon from 1975. And to date, you are the President of Cameroon. Your time will catch up soon. And to you, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, you are the reason why there are a lot of coup d'etats in West Africa. I say it with no fear. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, you are the reason. When you became the ECOWAS president, what measures did you put in place to unite the people of West Africa? Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, I'm talking to you. When you became the president of ECOWAS, how well did you unite the ECOWAS people to become economically powerful? Because after all, you people came together because you wanted to become economically powerful. The question is, the reason and the purpose of forming ECOWAS hasn't been achieved. You form Economic Community of West African States. How many years? Yet the states are getting poorer and poorer and poorer. What is the purpose of an association that I join so that I become economically powerful? And no, I'm no more getting powerful economically, but rather I'm getting poorer. What is the use of that union? It's as useless as the word useless. Even tissue paper is even useful, because after all, we use it to wipe our bums. so that it doesn't smell when we leave the toilet. So ECOWAS is of no use. ECOWAS countries are getting poorer. It's of no use. When Akufo-Addo became the ECOWAS president, he was being used as a co-concerned president to sniff information from meetings and tell the people of France and America. That was the job. He didn't do anything significant to unite the economic community of West African countries. I have been, since yesterday, I've been asking myself, what if there is a coup d'etat in Ghana and Akufo-Addo is captured like the way Ali Bongo has been captured, and Akufo-Addo is to send out message to Ghanaians? What will be his message? I've been thinking about this. What if there's a coup d'etat and Akufo-Addo is being captured and he's in a room? What message will he send across to the people of Ghana? Let me show you this video.
Je repars là pour rencontrer le général. Je repars là pour rencontrer le général, il n'y a pas de problème. Attention, allô? Monsieur le procureur. Allô? C'est où tu as quitté là-bas? Allô? Allô? Oui, allô? Oui? Oui? Non, ça passe pas.
Ladies and gentlemen, you saw the video. This is the son of Ali Bongo. When the military visited the house of Ali Bongo, look how many millions of dollars, euros, pounds, ciphers, billions of ciphers that has been found in one person's house. Meanwhile, the 2.5 million population of Gabon, majority of them are suffering. The population is even so small and tiny. Look at them. Yet these people have real estates in France, companies, apartments in France. How do they get the money sent to France? These are the people. Gabon is rich in oil, uranium, manganese, gold. Gabon. How come 2.5 million people cannot be taken good care of? They can't even take care of these nationals. This video I played is similar to Cecilia Dapa. This video. Because Cecilia Dapa is also hoarding money in her home. And her maid stole the money that she was hoarding in her home. Is it not the same? Maybe the figures of the amount is different. Because one is a president's son and the other from Ghana, Minister of Sanitation. Are they not hoarding monies? Monies meant to develop the nation. Monies meant to build the nation so that it will give us a sense of respect. So that the white man, somewhere sitting somewhere, some of them will not say, look at these foolish people. They can't even take care of themselves. Money is meant for the people. This is Sisi Adapa. So if there is any coup d'etat in Ghana, in case there's any coup d'etat in Ghana, I will not be surprised. I don't wish, God forbid, but I will not be surprised if there is coup d'etat in Ghana. Oh yes, I will not be surprised. Because from where it started and where it's going, you never know which country is next. Is it going to be Cameroon? Is it going to be Togo? Is it going to be Benin? Is it going to be Nigeria? Is it going to be Ghana? Nobody knows. Why are coup d'etats? Coup d'etats are rampant nowadays in Africa or West Africa because of lack of jobs. Unemployment is a national security issue. Majority of the youth are unemployed. They say the devil finds work for the idle hand. Yet, see the millions, billions of cipher in one person's room, one person's apartment too. And his people are suffering. What profit a man if you gain all this money and yet you can't take care of your own people? Shame on you, African leaders. And to you, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, you are calling that Ghanaians should pray for you to finish your term. You are calling that Ghanaians should pray for you. When Cecilia Dapa is stealing the money, did you call Ghanaians to pray for you? Did Cecilia Dapa call Ghanaians so that we can come and share the money? When Cecilia Dapa and Eugene Aye and Co have been stealing Ghanaians' money, do you call the nation and say we are sharing the money? Now that you are in, things are getting worse, you are calling us to pray for you. I will pray for Ghana, but not you. Thank you, Arise Ghana Youth, for your country. The nation demands your devotion. Let's all come together and say no to bad governance, because it is bad governance that allow these military men who are supposed to be in the bush or come into the city to overthrow democratic government. Arise, Ghana Youth. Arise. Let's fight against corrupt leaders, greedy and corrupt leaders who don't have love for their people. The Europeans will always fight for what is right for themselves. We should fight for what will be right for us to prosper as a people. Peace and love to you.